Hey guys, it's July 23rd. I believe it's a Thursday, and I figured I'd give you guys a hydroponic update. Okay guys, so here I got my little hydroponic setup, or that all of what I've recovered from my greenhouse anyways. These are actually new. Only thing I had left is that tomato, and I'm actually letting it die off, and I'm gonna take it out. I don't like what it's doing in here. It's just not thriving, so I'm not gonna put any effort into it. But you can see I did these the 8th of June, it looks like, and my pepper looks pretty good. Looks like I got something on the leaf. But the broccoli's showing some signs of maybe some nutrient deficiency. Well, I think it's actually a salt on the roots, and the tomato's not doing too well either. But I just finished doing a flush. That's what all the foam is. I put yucca extract in here, and now I'm going to switch out the nutrients. Okay guys, so I got my plants out. Right here I got my chili pepper, and it's got a nice long taproot, and you can kind of see it's got a lot of gunk in it. The yucca took a lot of that out, but I think that was a lot of my problem. And then this is the tomato, the Rutgers. Try to get it where you guys can read it, maybe. There we go. And then I got my broccoli, which doesn't have much root to it, but it has the same problem. So I'm gonna clean the roots up before I put them back in. And here's the water. Looks like I got part of a tomato leaf that made its way in there. But I think most of the stuff settled out to the bottom, which is what the yucca is supposed to do. Okay guys, I got my roots cleaned up, and I cleaned out my container. I didn't film it, but it was definitely really dirty, and the yucca made it really easy to clean out. Got some stuff caught in the roots, but I think I'm gonna leave it because I don't want to damage the roots more than I probably already have. But they're just a completely different color. They're nice and white, clean. This one's not quite as clean. And also one thing I've noticed is the pepper, which looks kind of good compared to the other two. The rock wool was dry, almost completely dry in it, where these guys, the rock wool was still wet, which I assume has to do with their roots bringing the moisture up. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Thought I might make a note of that. Okay guys, so I got my plants back in my container. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add water, and I'm going to add it gallon by gallon, and double check, make sure I know exactly how much water I'm putting in here. And then I'm going to add my nutrients. Now my last batch of nutrients was just my seed starting nutrients, and I just added water as it used it up, which it probably, as you can see, it's over a month old, so it should have had some better nutrients. And I did, though, add iron, because when it first started to develop symptoms, it was yellowing between the veins, but not the veins itself, which is kind of like iron. But as I showed you guys, that wasn't necessarily the problem. Okay guys, so I got 5 gallons of water in my hydroponic container, and with a starting date of June 8th, we are on week 6, which is just a teaspoon of Grow, Micro, and Bloom nutrients. And then I'm also going to add just a little bit of iron, not very much, and some probably a little bit of kelp, and then I have some the silicone nutrient, but I'll show you what I'm putting in just a second. Okay, so these are my nutrients I'm using for this grow. First off is my Silica Blast, which is excuse me, just a supplement. A beneficial supplement that helps strengthen plant tissue. So and then it's got your 0.05% potash and 2% of your silicon, and that's from potassium silicate. I have my Bloom nutrient from Fox Farm, and that's wrong one. Your phosphate, potash, magnesium, and your sulfur. My Grow, which is your ammonium, nitrate, phosphate, potash, and magnesium, and your respective percentages. And then we have my Micro from Fox Farm, and it's got your ammonium and nitrate, potash, calcium, cobalt, copper, iron, magnesium, I can't even pronounce that one, you can see it, and zinc. And one thing to probably notice here is how small of amounts most of these are, and that's part of the reason why I won't be adding much of my next nutrient, which is iron, and it is 5% by weight. It's also got a little bit of nitrogen, but iron is your yield nutrient. But like all fertilizers, you add too much, it's just as bad as not having enough. So gotta take it easy with this one. Yeah, and you notice on the bottle, he's taking a sip. He's not drinking out of a mug. So, and then your kelp. I just want to add just a little bit of this, because this will help with the roots dividing and getting more root mass. Since we did have the incident with roots having trouble. I don't know that it was necessarily salt, but there was a lot of gunk in there. So hopefully use just a tiny bit of kelp, get them to divide, get some nice big root masses. And then I have my humic acid. I don't know that it says anything really on it useful, but it's sorry, forgive me for losing my words, but it helps make nutrients accessible to the plant, which isn't a huge issue in hydroponics because everything's water soluble, but it will help with the hard water, supposedly, and keep nutrients from falling out of solution. That's supposed to be a problem that people have with hard water. I haven't grown enough to find out yet, but I've been using humic acid. I believe that was the first person I heard recommend using that in hydroponic was Harley Smith, and he's a pretty good guy when it comes to fertilizers plants. And then we have Fulvic Acid, which is similar to humic acid. I don't remember the exact difference, but I believe it has to do with the size or the age. But I'm not an expert on that. But it's use it for similar reasons as the humic acid, and then the acids also work as a pH buffer to try to help your pH stay at the right level. And then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need some pH down because I have some pretty high pH water. Okay guys, so I just put all my nutrients in and tested my ppm, and it is 1040, which is just about in the middle there of what it recommends. Now, one thing that you should keep in mind is that the feeding directions are a guide, so figured I'd point that out. And then not quite sure what I did with my pH meter, but I'll see if I can find that, and I need to adjust my pH. Okay guys, so I just got my pH meter out of the solution. You can see the pH going back up, but my pH was about 6.4, which is a little high, but it's within the range, so I'm gonna leave it till my my plants recover, and then I'll drop it to about 6. And the reason you do that is because your pH is what regulates how much nutrients your plant takes in. So I want my plants to recover just a little bit before I lower my pH much. But for my high pH water, that's not too bad to be down that low already. But I think the air pump probably raises the pH some. I'm not sure about that. But so I'm gonna have to clean off my gauge before I put it back up. It's an important step in keeping an accurate pH meter. This is kind of a cheap meter, so it's not going to be the most accurate, but keeping it clean will definitely help. Okay guys, I think that's about it. I am planning on putting up another light stand, maybe, with pieces from my old greenhouse. We'll see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out good, I won't do it. It's gotta look pretty good and be pretty sturdy for me to do it. But if that works out, I'll do that, and I'll do some more hydroponic stuff. But still kind of busy, so may wait till I'm not quite so busy to start it out. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, please let me know in the comments below. Please like the video. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and God bless.